Hello and welcome to Coach's Show. This is Gary Livengood along with head basketball coach Barry Sanders. Coach, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Merry Christmas to Dee and family. Someone says you're going to be a grandpa again. Is that true?
Not that I know
Not
of.
that you know of?
And I'm the first one to know.
Well, Merry Christmas to you. Coach, the weather again has been bad. They missed 2 more days of school last week, and I think you had 1 or 2 early dismissals up at Preston High School. Give us a report on your practice or no practice.
Well, I got to practice Wednesday. One day.
1 day last week.
That's all. We were going to practice Thursday, but then they let them out early and didn't have any after school activities, so there's nothing you can do about it.
So the Morgantown game was postponed, and you tentatively rescheduled for December 27th at Knights Castle.
Yeah, it's not tentative; it's for sure.
Okay.
It's a 7:30 game. We got to get a big crowd there. They'll probably be undefeated. They got to play Park South yet, so they'll have 2 games in. We'll have 4. We have a little advantage, but
yeah. So you got 1 practice in, and you got 1 game in. You're on the road again. You go down to Southern High, down to Oakland, Maryland, to play the 2-0 Southern Rams, the 2-0 Preston Knights. Southern is was kind of a scrappy, very, very patient ball team against the Preston Knights.
Well, you can tell Tom Bozeman has a little bit to do with it. They played great D. They're just one of the better teams you play because their fundamentals are super. Their offense is just, it's kind of like stalling the ball. They went almost 2 minutes without shooting a couple times. So, it's hard to play a team like that. I mean, they weren't bigger than us, but they used help side real good. They did a lot of things really well, and they were a hard team to beat.
And you're only up 22-19 at halftime. Very low-scoring ball game, and it just kind of seemed to take you out of the boys out of the rhythm.
Well, I don't think I've ever went to Southern where we scored more than 50. So, you're going to have to beat them with their game because they're not going to. Even when we got up 7 or 8 there, they didn't get rattled. They still ran their offense. They still were very, 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 very patient and played fundamental defense. No matter what part of the game it was.
I think the biggest lead that the Knights had on the Rams was 8 points.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you get up 8 points, it seems that Southern would be patient again and then get our boys rattled a little bit.
Non-good teams. If you're not a good team, when you get down 8, then you'll start getting out of your offense, doing things that you're not accustomed to doing. Well, Southern didn't do that. They still played, did what they're supposed to do, and came back and even took the lead. I think they were up 3 at one time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I think they're in the 4th quarter. You had an 8-point lead. Next thing you know, the Southern Rams come back and took a 3-point lead on you.
Yeah. In that 4th quarter, they were up 3, and then I think Clint or Connick, one of the 2, hit a nice 3, and then the other one hit a 3 too. So we ended up going up 3 and come down the wire. I think we had a couple foul shots, but still we were up 3, and we tried to give it away to them again. We had a couple bad passes that just were unspeakable. But the kids. Every mistake they made in the 4th quarter, they made up for it defensively. Yeah. We had, 6 blocks in the 4th quarter. We blocked, kept them from shooting the ball. We had 6 blocks. We had 3 or 4 steals. Don't get me wrong. We only had 9 turnovers in the game, 7 or 9, and 5 of them came in the 4th quarter. You can't do that. You can't just throw the frickin' ball away, which we did with a 3-point lead. Now, like I said, I'm proud of the boys. They really, when they throw the ball away or something would happen negative, they would play that much harder on defense and get the ball back, which we did.
The first 3 ball games, the boys have been taking very good care of the basketball. Your turnover rate's probably at about 5 or 6 a game.
Well, we had 18 against Elkins, but the Elkins game, you got to remember something. It's a 30-point game. We're just running up and down the floor. The boys kind of threw a few away at the end, whether it was the second teamers or what. But the first game we had 9 turnovers, and I think the second game we had 7. So we keep in single-digit turnovers. That's pretty good.
And I noticed the starters had very few subs against Southern.
Well, there's going to probably be 13, 14, 15 games this year that I think that we can go down the bench a little bit and sub a lot more. But there's going to be 5 or 6 games that I just don't think we're good enough on the bench to let it be so that we can win the ball game. I'm there to win games. I'm not there to please people. If they don't put anything in the paper about being a nice guy or having a nice loss. You know, I don't believe in that. You know,
No loss is a nice loss, I don't think.
none for me.
Coach, again, 3 trays. Again, you're working on the offense down in the paint.
Yeah, we got in a lot. Kids did a great job getting in a lot. I think Murray had 18, and Golf only had 6, but they were really big ones. They were on the second half there. Towards the end of the game, he had 2 nice turnarounds. I think he had 10 rebounds. So you know, the kids did a good job. We just made a few mistakes. You know, whether it was bring a rebound down and dribble and get it taken from you, or get an offensive move and you put it on the floor and get it taken from you. You know, you can't do that.
You know, I'm impressed with Clint Wagner. His shooting, offensive shooting now, his offense it's improved drastically from last year.
Yeah, I think he was 2 for 5 in the first game, and then 6 for 11 in the last 2 games, or 5 for 11, whatever he was, and then he's 5 for 6 from the foul line, which is real good. And you know, I think Clint's averaging 9, and Golf's averaging 9, and Connick's averaging 7, and Cody 11, and
You got pretty balanced scoring thus far.
Shane's averaged about 19.
Yeah.
So
Shane Murray again has an outstanding game, 18 points and 8 rebounds for the Preston Knight. He's just been a horse underneath the boards,
and he'll continue to be a horse. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just that. You're not going to stop him, I don't think. You have to contain him a little more. Maybe try to get him in foul trouble, that kind of stuff. Which he didn't get in foul trouble. I think he had 1 or 2 is all he had. Now Golf had 4, but you know, I'm not very deep at the post position.
Yeah, Clint Wagner comes up and scores 12 points. Colton Golf only had, I think 6 points, but he had 10 rebounds.
Yeah,
And his points came at the crucial time in the fourth quarter of the Southern game.
Yeah, he hit 2 buckets for sure. That Southern would tie it, we get down, Golf would make one. Southern would tie it, we come down, Golf would make one. You know, he had some clutch buckets. I think Clint hit a clutch 3, and then Connick hit a clutch 3. Both times we were down 3. One time we were down 3, and then the other one we were trying to put us up 3, which really put us up 3, and we never relinquished that 3.
Then Shane and Colton started blocking shots, and the Southern players said, I better not go down that paint.
Yeah, we had. Thing is, where were those blocks first?
Well, no.
I told you many, many times, defense has nothing to do with except desire. They did not want to lose that ball game, so they made sure no shots got up. Like I said, in the last 2 or 3 minutes, they had 6 block shots and 3 steals.
Yeah.
Where were those in the first and second quarter, third quarter? You know, to me, I mean, I haven't watched the film yet. I'm going to watch it, but they just did a great job in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. So you go up and win 46-43. You're 3-0 on the season, and you're off again until you play University High School on the 23rd. Again, you're on the road. You're on the road again when you play University High School at University High School on the 23rd of
December. It's next
December.
Thursday.
And they're 1-1. They didn't play in the Christmas tournament down in Jefferson, as you told me, it was canceled. So they're 1-1. They have a win over Fort Hill, 65-62, and they got clobbered by Wheeling Park, 92-45. Their leading player is a 6'5" Alex Harrison. They have 7 seniors on the team.
Yeah, Harrison likes to play outside, which fine with me. I'd rather keep him outside. He wants to stay out there. Let him stay out there. But they're not. They don't have a good post. We hope to get it inside on them, run on them, play good defense on them. I mean, the Nagy boy came over from Trinity has helped them a lot. I think he had 10 in both games or something like that. Mm-hmm. But University will be tough to play, and they're always tough to play because that's a team you don't want to lose to. I don't want to lose to them. They're in our section region, so they're a team I want to beat.
Harrison boy's a big boy, about 6'5", 210, 220.
So
like
great
you said,
hands.
Likes to play outside. He shot about 8 or 9 trays in the win over Fort Hill and made 5 of them.
Yeah, he's lazy.
Does that make a matchup problem for you?
Well, a 6'5".
Because you can't let Bronson Connick cover him.
Well, yeah, I can get in his face. He can't go around you.
But does that stop him from shooting the trays?
I'd rather him shoot a tray with somebody in his face. You know, and that's what we'll do. We don't let anybody shoot trays, especially if they've made a few or have your reputation to make some. Like Nagy, we're not going to let him. You know, I think it's Nagy or Nagy.
Yeah.
He's from Trinity, and you don't let him shoot. But his is a set shot, so all you do is get someone near him.
And they're not very big. They got a Neiman boy about 6'4" and a Pharaoh boy about 6'1", and really they're not very big boys. Last year, you beat them 86-48 and 67-30, and basically they've got 7 seniors and basically the same team from last year.
Oh yeah, they're and basically we're the same other than TJ and lost James. But
Yeah.
you know, I hope they didn't make up. We beat them by 30 or 40 last year both times. I just hope they didn't make up no 30 points in 1 year, which I don't think they did. But anybody can beat anybody. It don't matter. And if you're not ready to play ball, you know, it's be our 4th straight away game. One thing about it, if we win all of our away games, it looks better when we get home.
Yeah, I was looking at your schedule here, and you go down to after university, you go down to Martinsburg tournament, then you play East Fairmont, and you're not at home until the 13th when you play Fairmont Senior at the Knights Castle. University High School on December 23rd. Then you take a little break for Christmas. Then you turn around on Monday, 27th, and you play Morgantown High.
I figured all the days we don't get to practice, I might as well try to make it even, because Morgantown always gets to practice. But if I play them on a Monday, they're not going to practice on Christmas Eve, they're not going to practice on Christmas Day, and ain't allowed to practice on Sundays. Mm-hmm. So we're both going in with only no practice for 3 days.
Well, Morgantown High beat Erie Cathedral last night, 63-45.
Yeah, I went over and watched it. Morgantown's physical. They got a big kid in the middle with Price and Adrian. Adrian kind of plays a guard too. So, like you said, he'll be a little harder to contend. Try to have Clint on his side all the time, but their primary thing is defense. They play great D, and it'll be a tough match. Let me tell you. That thing is almost for sure that's where you got to go through to get to the state. So, you got to be able to play with them and beat them. They got Drake Boy's a good boy, Barry Hill's a good boy. Yeah, but they'll be tough to handle.
And Coach, they'll be very athletic, and Coach Yester likes to play the up tempo, and he loves to play the boys to play good defense, and he'll keep mixing his defenses up on you.
Yeah, he's the other game he'd press once in a while off a foul shot. He played man, played one series of 2-3, but he didn't stay in it. But main defense still plays man, and once you get over on one side, he'll try his best not to let you reverse it. Which it's a good prophecy. That's why you got to keep the ball from elbow to elbow on the side of the foul line. And if you keep it there, then you're already halfway reversed.
Yeah, and when you look at the size, Taylor Price, 6'4", 230. He scored 20-some points against Cathedral last night. Barry Hill, 6'1", Adrian, 6'8". The Drake boys only about 6 foot, 6'1".
Yeah, he's a good player. And I thought they brought the one kid off the bench, did a good job. I can't remember his name. He was a senior.
But they had 4 boys scoring double figures last night for Morgantown High. So we know they got some even balanced scoring.
I guarantee you, they'll be tough to beat. They're well coached. They got great players. They got senior leadership. Probably 3 or 4 of the starters are probably seniors, other than Adrian. But they'll be tough to handle.
Do you have any matchup problems with Morgantown High? Size-wise, I would say we match up pretty well.
Yeah, Adrian's a little weak, but he makes up for it for his mobility. He's pretty mobile. He's like golf. Like a full-speed layup the other day against Wenascaldum. Adrian just slammed it with one hand. Just up, boom, slammed it on the break. Mm-hmm. And that shows he's got some athleticism. Last
year we split. Preston 57, Morgantown 39, Morgantown 61, Preston 50. So you split with them last year. So
we beat them down there, and they beat us up here. Yeah. So we'll see what happens this year. We play them at home first.
Buddy Tom,
it's our only home game. We got to get a lot of people there.
And of course you'll have 4 games under your belt, and according to Morgantown's schedule,
they don't have any more after Parkersburg South.
They play Parkersburg South this week.
And then they play same as me. They'll play me the 27th, and they have a hard one. 29th, they play South Charleston. I play Martinsburg.
Yeah, they go down to South Charleston. Of course, South Charleston put a hurting on East Fairmont the other night, 84-50.
South Charleston pretty good.
All right, after the Morgantown game, you go down to, on the 29th and 30th, you go down to the Martinsburg tournament. I think you play Thomas Jefferson in the first round?
No, I play Martinsburg first.
Play Martinsburg, okay.
Yeah. Play Martinsburg first. Thomas Johnson High School plays Jefferson. So, it's going to be a nice tournament to be in.
And Well, as of now, Martinsburg, who won the state AAA football championship, has not played one game.
Haven't played any. Their first game, maybe that Hanley, Virginia game.
Coming this week, and if they don't play that, then their first game won't be until they play you.
All of his football players won't be eligible till the 29th. That'll be their first game. That'll be against me.
Yeah.
And I know that's 6 of his top 8. Ashenfelder and them boys are all playing football.
They were 16-5 last year, and of course, last year we beat them 68-52 and 75-49. So we put a good whipping on them twice last year. So there may be a little revenge.
Yeah,
from.
You got to remember they went to states too.
Yes, and they top returners are the Clarius boy, Martin, Ashenfelder, Robinson, and Brown. Of course, they're only sophomore, but they played a lot of ball. A lot of young players last year.
Well, there was another kid scored 20 against us. He might have been a senior though.
He maybe and they graduated. But the returning players are Ashenfelder, Martin, Robinson, Clarius. And Clarius is, I think, one of the boys.
He's the only starter, right?
Played well, and Brown. So, of course, again, the coach Rogers just something like Morgantown High. This reloads on you.
I guarantee you, Martinsburg just reloads.
This reloads on you, and but again, you have success, and you've got some very nice team with some good athletes on it. So on the road to 29th and 30th down in Martinsburg for the Martinsburg Christmas tournament. Again, I'm amazed that on the road. Was that done for a specific purpose?
No, it just happened. We had Morgantown home, and we still have them 27th. But what happened is I wanted to play 2 games early, getting to play that first week.
Yeah.
And the 2 teams that we had to cancel last year was Elkins and Tucker. So I told them I'd play them at their place first. Mm-hmm. So that added 2. Then East Fairmont wanted to switch their game from home to away, so East Fairmont ended up being away. And I got Logan, which is away. And it just all I built up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
It was 4 away and 3 home. But now it's 8 away. But they're going to pause. You know, if we come out of there 7-2, 8-1 or something, that would be fantastic.
Well, it's tough to win on the road consistently, and you've already won 3 away games already on your schedule to make you 3-0 in the early season.
Yeah, the away games is still 15 foot to the foul line, 10-foot basket.
Keeping a watch on our graduates, T.J. Thompson for West Virginia Wesleyan, they're 3-2 right now. T.J.'s played in 5 games, and he's averaging 5.6 points per game and averaging about 11 minutes a game.
He's getting time.
So he's getting time now.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
And James Krogan up at Seton Hill, they're 4-6 on the season, and James is just getting some token playing time, and he hasn't scored yet here.
No, he hasn't played much.
So as the season goes on, practice, I'm sure James will get in and play some more. Looking at some scores, again, University High beat Fort Hill 65-62. East Fairmont again took it on the nose and on the chin to South Charleston 84-50. Martinsburg and West Fairmont didn't play.
Neither did University High and Jefferson. They were supposed to play too.
North Marion went to the tournament and got beat 62-44 by Wyoming East. Then Trinity, single A school, put a hurt on them, beat them 54-48 last night.
Now, before that, though, they had the first round of this tournament.
Brooke.
They beat Lindley.
Yeah.
Lindley.
Yeah.
But, they're...
Then Lindley turned around and beat Brooke last night in the same tournament.
Both single A's beat Brooke.
Yeah.
Brooke's not very good.
But North Marion started off 2-0, and they turned around and lose. Trinity must be kind of loaded.
They're a pretty good ball team.
And they beat North Marion 54-48. Coach, I don't know if you read the article, Ernie Galuski, in one of the Metro News sports lines. It's called "It's in the Shoes."
Yeah, Colton.
Very nice article.
Colton's a great kid. Ernie wanted to write it, and I said, "Write it. Just do whatever you want."
Yeah.
It's a lot to have to do with his father and his unexpected death, and it's kind of sentimental for Colton. He's coming around now. He'll get it together here pretty soon. You got to remember, fellas, he was 14 weeks on the couch. I don't care who you are. You can't be off that long and then expect to come back and be the way you were before. It'll take another. I think he's gonna be ready by January. I hope. But he still does a lot of positive things for us. He scores big buckets for us. He had 17 rebounds one game, 10 in the other, 8 in the other. That's pretty good. You know.
So if you want to read a real good human interest story, it's called "It's in the Shoes" by Ernie Galuski. Get on to wvmetronews.com.
It's the West Virginia headline news and talk radio.
Yeah, and just get on the internet and read the article. It's a very good article to read. Very nice human interest story on Colton golf. Coach, again, Merry Christmas to you, and I hope you have all your Christmas shopping finished, and I'm sure Dee does with all the kids.
She does all the shopping. I just kind of hang around. But, it'd be a nice Christmas present to be undefeated into Christmas, so we got to beat University High.
Yeah.
If we can do that and come back after Christmas and handle Martinsburg and Morgantown. One at a time, but we'd like to be able to handle them.
So we want to wish all of our fans a very Merry Christmas from Mountain Digital and Steve Blake and Denise and from Coach Sanders and myself. So I hope you all have a very safe and a happy holiday season. We'll see you over at University High School this week.
On Thursday.
And hopefully on the 27th, we'll see you at the Knights Castle when Tom Yester and the Morgantown Mohegans come into the Knights Castle for our first home game of the season. So on behalf of Coach Barry Sanders, this is Gary Livengood thanking you for watching the Coaches Show.